Internets, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays with geeksundergrace.com. Before we get into the show, shout out to our Patreons at patreon.com/geeksundergrace. You all make our world go round. And our first story of the day is going to be a little different than usual because it doesn't just impact Christians, it really impacts everybody. But I think it does so in a very positive way. You may have noticed during this election that there were tons and tons of fake news articles running through Facebook. And I'm not talking like Babylon Bee or The Onion, but sites that were pretending they were very credible sources. And they've been around forever, but the election has definitely heightened those. But it was reported that Facebook is going to be taking action trying to get these fake articles basically out of your newsfeed. And I think that is a good thing, but most smart people will see a Facebook news article, question whether or not it's real, and then they'll go and Google it. And then if they find basically any article that's not that one backing the claim up, they're like, oh, it is credible. I've definitely done that before. I go, there's no way that's real. And then I'll go and I'll Google it and I'll find another article and be like, there's two different websites saying the same thing. It must be true. So luckily for us, Google will also be tracking down these fake news articles and getting rid of them as well. Now, one legitimate concern about this is there are a lot of journalists out there that are not mainstream journalists, but they are reporting real news. With all of mainstream being as biased as it is, how do we know that Google won't shut things down in the name of trying to get rid of fake news articles when really they're just hiding the truth? Not to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I mean, there are people out there just trying to get the truth out without bias, and every mainstream news agency is biased. That is a thing. But in all honesty, I'm just happy that I might not have to judge my friends silently from my computer as they share completely and obviously fake news stories. And then our next story takes us to Bloomfield City, New Mexico. I feel like I'm telling you guys the same story every few months here. Tell me if this sounds familiar. There is a statue of the Ten Commandments at the City Hall of Bloomfield City, and Wiccans this time, so a little bit different, were offended, and now they're going to be taking the statue down. The monument was funded privately, but it is obviously on government grounds, so it's being said that the City Hall is endorsing Christianity. You've heard this story before. I feel like I'm repeating myself here. Like last time, I don't really care. I'm just glad that the Wiccans aren't trying to build their own statue like the Satanists did in Georgia. And then kind of in that same vein, this is an interesting one. We're going to be talking about the Freedom from Religion Foundation. They have a radio station called Free Thought Radio. And in Madison, Wisconsin, that radio station could be found at 92.1 FM. Now, this radio station has 35 other listening areas, so it's not a huge deal to them, but this 92.1 is no longer playing their show. And I suppose because of irony, instead of listening to them, if you go to that radio station, you will hear nonstop Christmas music. The foundation has stated that they aren't very surprised about this happening and that really not too worried about it. In fact, it may open up opportunities for them. They said stay tuned because puns. And on the other side of things, the Christians are looking at this as a victory because your atheist radio station got turned into a Christmas station. But I can't really see this as a victory. They shut down a radio station that boasts free thinking. Like in their minds, you shut down free thinking. They're going to use that. I mean, this had more to do with finances than anything else, but as Christians, censorship should never be the answer. And I realize how hypocritical that sounds since our first story of the day was about them censoring fake news. I don't mean false information, I mean thoughts and opinions. If you completely shut someone down because you don't agree with them, that's not going to change their mind. Question of the day, we're going to keep it light. We're talking about radio. What is your favorite kind of music? I want to know what you guys have to say, so please leave a comment in the comment section down below with your answer. Also, make sure to check out geeksundergrace.com for more geeky content. My name is Cody Armour, bringing you Christian news in a not-so-boring kind of way every Tuesday and Thursday. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray, and to everybody like subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.